Happy Friday, all. Happy fall, of course. Now, several days in and 7 days into the month of October. It's been a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we've got much more to come. Colder conditions, of course, tomorrow, and still some light shower chances later on in the latter part of your 7-day forecast. But all in all, still a beautiful run of some very nice fall weather, and we really do, need a little rain in a few places, I do think so, to say the least. We're going to have some entertaining news tonight. We're going to have some good news tonight, and sometimes it's few and far between. We've got some 5th and 6th graders who are going on into the postseason, and I got to spend some time today over on the Conley farm for a story, a very small part of a story that I've been wanting to do for a while, and it just kind of came to happen today, and we're going to start that endeavor talking about a local man who has dedicated his life to his practice as well as horse racing. And he had a big day yesterday at Belterra Park. And we're going to take a look at that race and talk to Dr. Richard Conley in just a few moments. All that and much more in just a second.
As meth, heroin, and fentanyl have literally exploded, there's not a single person hearing this that hasn't seen a family member or friend overdose or die, or hasn't seen their loved ones' meth-covered faces, knowing that their lives are being destroyed by some dealer who could care less. In just the past 8 years, I have taken 400 cases to state and federal courts, and my cases have led to 530 indictments. Every one of these cases have been successfully prosecuted with lengthy prison sentences. Many of my cases were adopted into the federal court system for the purpose of identifying and prosecuting the suppliers bringing this poison into our counties. As a result, we have been able to document well over 1,500 pounds of meth, heroin, and fentanyl that have been stopped from entering into our area. That's the law enforcement I want to bring to McGoffin County. That's the law enforcement we must have in McGoffin County. If we cut it off at the top, the rest will follow. Less thefts and overall crimes, less deaths, and less destroyed lives and families, and fewer children who are being taken out of their homes to be raised somewhere else. On day one, I will utilize my connections with Operation Unite, the DEA, ATF, and FBI, and with federal prosecutors to work jointly to aggressively combat our war on drugs. I have nearly 34 years of extensive training and experience in law enforcement. I'm a retired Kentucky State Police trooper and held many positions: senior trooper, detective, administrative sergeant, squad sergeant, and detective sergeant at Pikeville and the Drug Enforcement Section. And I am currently the narcotics investigator at the Johnson County Sheriff's Office. State law says anyone can be sheriff with absolutely no training or experience required and do nothing but collect taxes. You only have to win an election. But I know that now more than ever what we need is the exact opposite. A fair, hard-working, understanding, sensible, and most certainly qualified sheriff is what we need. And with your support, I promise to give everyone in McGoffin County exactly that. Please join my efforts and be a part of a positive change and vote for Bill Meade, Republican candidate for McGoffin County Sheriff. Thank you very much.
Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Hello, I'm Dr. Cheryl Stalder-Cheney, podiatrist currently located in Sagersville, Kentucky. I've been servicing patients within Eastern Kentucky for the past 20 years.
Our feet are the foundation for everything we do, and whether you're suffering from fractures or injuries, need custom orthotics, diabetic foot care, sports medicine, heel pain, wound care, or anything else foot related, relief is just one step away.
Welcome to Hope Family Podiatry Center, where we take care of all of your podiatric needs.
Located on the Parkway next to Hope Pediatrics. As quick as one arrives, it feels like the next is already about to begin. And Conley Tire doesn't want you to start any of the driving seasons unprepared. Be safe and sound and get there with the best offers on the best tires by the best manufacturers. All with service you've grown to trust. Go to conleytire.net or stop by in Staffordsville to find out more, or give them a call at 297-2424. The reassurance of getting your medications and over-the-counter needs at Sayersville's oldest and most trusted pharmacy, the convenience of curbside pickup and call-ahead service, and the fact that you can walk in, order to go, or sit down and get gourmet quality hot fudge brownies, nachos, shakes, coffees, hot dogs with homemade sauce, desserts, and more makes it more than your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy. It's a destination in downtown Sayersville, Frazier's Prater Drugstore. It doesn't get any sweeter than that. All right, everyone, let's just go ahead and get to the fun and get to tonight's top story. I went over to the Conley farm earlier this afternoon knowing full well that it was going to be a lot to process, and I mean that in an excellent way. Knowing that today's story was going to be largely, certainly not completely, but largely about a big win yesterday, a great day yesterday for Dr. Richard Conley and his stables. Knowing that the experience, even though I was there only for a short time, would be overwhelming, again, in an excellent way. It was a wonderful part of my afternoon. And that as much as I was looking forward to spending some time there today, it will pale in comparison to when I go back, because for years now, I've wanted to go over and do a story on the Conley farm and Conley Racing, his stables, and how he's been breeding and racing and dedicated his life to the sport and continues to do so. And that will be the bigger picture, the next story. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking very forward to it. It might not be the next story because we might have to have an update on Stormy Cut between now and then, or maybe a couple of other horses that might be running in the next few weeks. Let's wait and see. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, but just suffice it to say, more to come. So it will be a historical piece at some point. Tonight, though, we will touch on the legacy of horse racing that Doc Conley is keeping alive and giving absolutely all of himself to. Tonight it's Stormy Cut, who was actually supposed to be Stormy Cat, but having the handwriting of the dentist he is, it came back Stormy Cut, and it fit.
And they're off. A good beginning for all. For the lead on the outside, Creative Wit comes out well. In between runners, Miss Sevilla. Sneaking right on through is Bayern Baby as they run down the backstretch. Bayern Baby pokes ahead in front. Creative Wit lays in second. Smack dab in the middle is Miss Sevilla. Down on the inside, we have Roberto's Dream in the fourth spot. Stormy Cut under strong restate is Stormy Cut.
She was born right in here, and I'll show you what stall she was born in. She's a homebred, and that's maybe my favorite part of it, was raising the babies and then them going on to the racetrack. And she's out of a world champion racehorse called Get Stormy, and her mother is, I bought her mother off of Alex Trebek at Keeneland, and he had her in the sale at Keeneland, and I bought her mother, I'll show you here in a minute, off of Trebek. Now her mother right now is in foal to a horse called Protonico. That's the daddy of Medina Spirit that won the Derby year before last. So, you know, there is no our or we, it's just me. But, you know, it's quality over quantity every time. I have 3 tremendous broodmares. And I don't compete against millionaires, I compete against billionaires. But only one horse can win any particular race. And 3 broodmares is plenty for what I can handle. This filly had ran twice before, and all horses have things that you have to figure out about them. That's the reason I'm in the Hall of Fame. And she hadn't ran good the last 2 races, so what I did, I started every week pulling blood on her. And she was low in potassium, and she was, so I bumped up the potassium on her. Potassium is what makes the muscles fire. And then 2 weeks ago, I started putting her on high doses of vitamin E and selenium. And these are all, of course, these are vitamins. You know, breeding and feeding is our game. I don't like horses that run on drugs. But her potassium level was low. And when I checked it a week ago and it was perfect, I said, it's time to enter her.
On the outside, Stormy Cut and Carlos Diaz. On the outside, has all the momentum. Draws the left-handed stick. It's Stormy Cut and Diaz. On the outside, pokes ahead in front. From the back of the pack, Lucky Cat 2 is rolling, but Stormy Cut has the lead.
She started out yesterday morning at 30-1 and was picked to run last. And then the odds and stuff start changing, and some of my buddies and stuff like that. We worked her about a week ago up there in Cincinnati, and she worked the fastest time of 107 horses. So we knew we was sitting on a racehorse. So we kind of knew, and she still went off final at like 10-1 and everything. So she was born right here, and I'll show you her mother right back in foal.
Outside, Lucky Cat 2, but it's Stormy Cut with the lead. Lucky Cat 2, photo finish.
Indeed, a photo finish, but a win for Stormy Cut and Conley. A win that, of course, comes with a purse that is in the form of dollars, but for Conley, it's not so much about the dollars, it's about what those dollars represent, just turning them back into more paid months of training for Stormy Cut and his other horses. Like Gambling Train, a beautiful filly, a tremendous filly, ranked in the top 5 thoroughbred fillies in Kentucky just last year. She ran second at Keeneland last year. She's not finished yet either, nor is Conley. Far, far from it. And of course, that includes the big dream of making it to the Derby. He's come close a few times, but right now, in his stable, he has perhaps his best opportunity yet. A 2-year-old Derby colt for next year, Revelation Ranger. Among about 3,000 Derby candidates, he says, but his best shot at making the run for the Roses.
Not as close as I'd like to be. That right there may be as close as I ever got so far.
Is that the goal? I'm assuming that's
oh,
the
gosh,
dream?
yeah.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah. This fidgety one right here is Cindy Andy. She's the last one I trained myself before I just started sending all of them to trainers. And she's out of a stallion called Tappet, who's the top stallion in the world. The horse that's right now the top of the world Flightline, that's going to run it. We think right now, I know the horse right now, Flightline, is the last horse like him was Secretary. And he's going to run at Keeneland here at the Breeders' Cup November 5th. But she's a sister to him. And they're right. Just to give you an example, the stud fee on Tappet's $500,000 to breed to him. And she wasn't just an average daughter of Tappet. She was a running machine. She's not pregnant right now, but she's going to a really nice horse at Spendthrift next year.
And he can continue to tell you the lineage and the bloodline of all of these beautiful animals and how they're all carefully chosen and trained. Sistine, he tells me as we stare at Gambling Train, is Stormy Cut's mother. She's actually pregnant in foal to Protonico, as I have learned. Protonico is the sire of Medina Spirit. Yes, that Kentucky Derby winner, Medina Spirit. As for what's next for Conley and his stables, well, perhaps Keeneland. Like I said, the fall meet started today, and he's hoping that Stormy Cut, maybe another, might be racing there before the end of the meet in a couple of weeks. That's a trip we'll be making. And another trip I'll be making is back to the Conley farm. And not just for an update on his latest race, whichever one that may be. It is a year-round endeavor. But also to do more of a historic piece about his endeavors and his dedication to not just his animals, his horses, but also to the sport, of which he is absolutely one of the biggest supporters in more ways than you may know. And we'll talk more about those next time.
Stormy Cut and Diaz on the outside, pokes ahead in front. From the back of the pack, Lucky Cat 2 is rolling, but Stormy Cut has the lead.
You can't do what I do and do anything else except work. I mean, I can't afford it. You don't see me on the golf course. You don't see me. I haven't taken a vacation. I haven't had to take a week off in 12 years. 12 years, Rick.
A winning story, to say the least. I look forward to going back. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I can promise you, as he promised me, if they do race at Keeneland during this fall meet again, which started today, I'm going to be there, one way or the other. I'm going to be there. And I'm also going back at the Conley farm, and that's really going to be a great story. I knew before I went over the fun that I was going to have, and I'm looking forward to going back. I'm looking forward to you coming back right after these messages, so please do. Stay tuned.
It was true last week, true this week, it'll be true next week. There's always new arrivals, and now they're for fall at the seasonal shop. They've got new fall shorts and more coming in soon, but they're already fully stocked on cello jeans and cutoffs, and they're now carrying Hornet football, hats, tees, and sweatshirts just in time for the season, and all proceeds go to the Magoffin County Quarterback Club, plus new Ridge and Holler designs, some that need no explanation, and a complete new line of fall baby clothes. And remember, they have baby and wedding registry. They also have a new line by Capri Blue where fashion meets fragrance. Amazingly pleasing scents across a line of candles, diffusers, soaps, lotions, and perfumes for home, car, and the bath. And do yourself a favor and don't even think about looking anywhere else for fall decorations inside and out before you stop by Frazier's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop.
At Golden Law Office, our attorneys previously represented the nation's largest insurance and trucking companies, handling cases involving serious personal injury and death. We know their strategies, how they will defend the case, and what factors drive large settlements. The attorneys at Golden Law Office can use this inside knowledge to ensure your case is handled effectively and aggressively. Hiring Golden Law Office provides you with a strategic advantage. Call Golden Law Office today.
In all honesty, it has taken me since I was appointed mayor after Stanley Hurd suddenly resigned 11 years ago for the city's finances and operations to recover. There was literally $13,000 in the bank when it took $100,000 a month to operate. The waterworks was almost $300,000 in debt, and the power company was actually in the process of cutting off the electricity to the plant. Since then, we have a full-time police force, and they and our fire department have the vehicles and equipment they need to protect our families. I'm very proud of the job I've done, of how our city looks, our streets, our city park and buildings. And I know that every single cent during my administration has been accounted for and invested into Sayersville. And with a sincere gratitude for your support and help, I humbly ask you to re-elect me, James Pete Shepard, as your mayor. Thank you.
Stop in at Prohibition today. We have hot coffee, iced coffees, frappuccinos. If you're not a fan of coffee, we have non-coffee beverages like Freshies or Red Bull Kickers. Stop in today for a pup cup, whipped cream and dog treats designed specifically for your pup to make their tails wag. Try our delicious donuts from Gracefully Made Donuts, cheesecake and brownies from our local cheesecake lady, and an assortment of other delicious pastries from Rutabaker's Bakery in Moorhead. Stop in or drive through. We're open till 8 p.m. every day, located on the Parkway next to Appalachian Smoke.
Car wrecks, truck wreck, disability, workers' comp, slip and fall, wrongful death. Your case matters to you. Your case matters to us. Contact McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
Up next, your Magoffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar. And in the midst of that, I'm going to give up my seat just for a brief moment for a couple of young ladies who are hoping to spur the interest of some young people out there to be part of this year's annual Dance Jam and the big Halloween Spooktacular that's going to take place here in Sayersville on Thursday the 27th.
Halloween Town, as it's called, on Gardner Farm is now open all the way through Halloween. This is every night of the week, 7 nights, all of them, 4 o'clock to 9:30. So if you want to go sit in the light or a little bit after dusk and enjoy the fun and, a few frights maybe, it's just a wonderful place to be. Ben Gardner's been working at it, I'm sure, along with some help, I would imagine. And it's just another Halloween treat, as they've had for the past few years. Halloween Town now open through Halloween nightly, 4 to 9:30. And it will be Candy Cane Lane before you know it. Hate to bring that up. But Christmas, goodness gracious. Water Into Wine has winter hours right now on account of the cold weather, and their next regular commodity day will be Wednesday the 19th of this month, 9 to 11:30, and their senior commodity day will be Thursday the 20th from 9 till 11. And just in case you forgot, if you're catching the early show, you still have time. Take a jacket or a blanket or something, and kids, enjoy yourself and the family. Hocus Pocus starts at 8 o'clock tonight in the Ramey Park. Free water and popcorn, all at 8. They're going to have all kinds of fun in the Ramey Park. They've got a big screen set up, and they're going to have a wonderful time getting Oktoberfest kicked off right here in Sagersville tonight. Now, for another invitation, let me turn the desk over to a couple of young ladies who want to remind you about another popular Halloween event.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Warman.
Hi, I'm Melly Rosner.
And we're here with the HWMS Gifted and Talented taught by Jerica Conley.
We're here to talk about the Dance Jam.
The Dance Jam is a dance camp where you will come in and learn a dance taught by the MCHS dance team.
Registration is 8:30, Saturday, October 15th, and you learn the dance from 9 o'clock to noon.
The registration fee is $25, and anyone ages Head Start through 8th can come and learn.
Everyone who participates will perform at the Thriller October 27th and after the Sagersville Spectacular.
You can come dress up as a zombie or whatever you may like and dance in the street with the high school dance team.
We hope to see everyone there.
And I hope to see your announcements here on Your News Today birthdays and anniversaries too. So send them in whenever you have them. And thank you, ladies. Going on, we have other announcements this Friday. It looks as though I have 2 funeral services to pass along as we turn to tonight's obituaries. First, 59-year-old Valerie Devon Wheeler Jordan of Moorhead passed away Friday in Cozumel, Mexico, the daughter of Loyal and Conchita Wheeler. She is preceded in death by Father Loyal, survived by her mother Conchita. She is survived by her husband Chris Jordan, son Tristan Jordan, daughter Lauren Jordan, grandson Elliot Simpson, as well as sisters Gwendolyn Wheeler and Tony Wheeler, brothers David Wheeler, Jamie Wheeler, and a number of nephews, nieces, aunts, and cousins. Services to be held Saturday at 1 o'clock at the Flat Fork Free Will Baptist Church and Sunday, October the 9th at the Seymour Cemetery on Seymour Road in Olive Hill. And services will begin Monday morning at 11 for 30-year-old Jamie Kern of Sulphur Springs Road here in Sagersville, who passed away Wednesday at his home, the son of James and Vonda Arnett Kearns. He's preceded in death by his maternal grandparents, Cash and Millie Arnett, and paternal grandfather, Jim Kern. He's survived by sons James and Garrett Kern, daughter Abigail Kern, and brother Jimmy Kern, and as well as his grandmother, Donna Kern of Gunlock. Services start Monday morning at 11 from the Sagersville Funeral Home. Visitation at the funeral home Sunday after 5 p.m.
Are you tired of the same old cell phone? Want a new phone, but really don't want to pay the hundreds of dollars up front for it? Appalachian Wireless has a deal for you. Get the phone you actually want instead of settling for a cheaper phone with the Appalachian Advantage Plan. Instead of paying $600 or more for the best phone, simply pay the taxes up front and then a few bucks a month more on your monthly bill. Stop by your local Appalachian Wireless store or dealer today for more information. It's the better, simpler way to pay. And it's called the Appalachian Advantage because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Banking from home or on the go has never been easier and will forever be an important and necessary part of life. And Sagersville National has been and will always be at the forefront of meeting and exceeding your financial needs and giving you the safest and most worry-free online and mobile banking so you can worry about the important things, like what's for dinner. They're there when you need them at the main and branch locations of the Sagersville National Bank. What we have here is our famous chicken sandwich at your Sagersville Lee's, which is also Saturday's special. You can get a chicken sandwich, wedges, and a drink for just $6. Friday's special is a liver or gizzard dinner with 2 homemade sides and a biscuit for just $5.79 plus tax. Let's recap. Chicken sandwich, Saturday special, or get it any day of the week. Fridays, livers or gizzards at your Sagersville least famous recipe.
Just a few more items of business before I leave you for the weekend. A chilly one at that. More already on tap in this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent to come, and hopefully here on Your News Today as well. But we need to go ahead and make sure everyone is aware that McGoffin County's 5th and 6th grade football team not only had another stellar year. Oh, these kids and these coaches are amazing. Undefeated again, but that being undefeated again takes them on to the postseason.
Yes, 11-0. That's a big undefeated. They wrapped up their regular season actually over Breathitt County. A final score, I think, was 36-0. They did so with, I believe, it was 3 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion from Aiden Montgomery. And Mr. Colton Reisner picked up 2 touchdowns. I believe he had 2 2-point conversions. And altogether, the team picked up 36 points, and that put them undefeated. And it as well puts them on the map to go on into the postseason. And all that play gets underway on October the 15th, as near as I can tell. And we will have Magoffin County coming into this mix in the bottom right hand of this bracket, going up against Letcher Central. I'm not quite certain of the date that tournament actually gets underway. I believe in the 13th. But we'll keep you up to date and let you know next week what's happening with these young people, and hopefully send them off in style to the state championship rounds. Well, now let's send you off for the weekend with an outlook that's got a little bit of everything. Not everything, but we're going to cover some ground with this one. Frost and sunshine. That's a few shower chances toward the end of your 7-day, but a cold front that will really take hold tomorrow. 34 degrees tonight, mostly clear skies for the rest of your Friday. Calm winds will prevail. Tomorrow, we more than likely will not see the 60s. We'll see some patchy frost in the morning, widespread frost Sunday morning. Tomorrow, though, after the frost, we'll see about 58 degrees, nothing more than a light north-northwest wind. Mostly clear skies that night, and that night, Saturday night, you'll see we're down below freezing at a hard 30, and that will mean more of a widespread frost, and that means you better get them in if you don't want them to die. Talking about, of course, the vegetation. Sunday, a bit warmer, 62, sunny and beautiful. Still some frost that night and the following morning after we still hover around the freezing mark at 33. We'll start off next Monday back closer to 70, again with some frost in the morning and sunny skies above and mostly clear skies. So a beautiful sunny day across eastern Kentucky and most of the state as well. Again on Monday after a sunny weekend, albeit cool tomorrow. Tuesday, more of the same, warmer still, 72, some frost in the AM, sunny skies, 44 degrees, getting out of the 30s for nighttime lows and partly cloudy skies. And with that warmer air, we see our very first shower chances that we've seen in a while. Right now, we're looking at 74 and 53 for your high, your low. Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, a 30% chance of showers that builds to about a 50% chance on Thursday. Temperatures backing down to about 70 with a low of 45 that night. But still partly sunny, not a major washout, and I think that it's short-lived as well, because Friday we should clear up and dry up another front, and that gives us a 62-degree day, sunny skies, and partly cloudy that night with a low in the low 40s. And that will put the wrap on it for tonight and for this week. And as always, I wish you well, and I wish you the best of weekends, and I wish to see you back here Monday night for our next show. Thank you, and good night.